So Fox News host Lou Dobbs was forced to issue a little bit of an uncomfortable on-air correction after the president tweeted out a graphic from his show showing his job approval numbers. Now, during the Lou Dobbs program on Wednesday, Dobbs talked about the president's, quote, soaring and robust approval rating while airing a graphic from a Georgetown University poll. Now, look, I'll show you that graphic right now. Here. So, oh my God, look, Trump's soaring approval, 55% overall and 58% in the economy. Oh man, Donald Trump is doing fantastic. I mean, he has broke 50%. That is something that he has not been able to do his entire presidency. Which, of course, shouldn't surprise you, the fact that it's fake, it's literal fake news, it's not real. Now, in reality, according to this poll, he's nowhere near 55%. Trump's job approval rating is 43%, which is about standard. It's actually a little bit higher than what I would expect it to be. Now, that is despite what that 58% number of voters basically approving of the president's handling of the economy, 58%. So now, where's the 55? Well, it turns out that is his unfavorability rating. Oops. Now, of course, Donald Trump, we know he doesn't read, right? He watches Fox News. He loves Lou Dobbs. So he grabs the graphic and he tweets it out. And by the way, that tweet, as of like 2 hours ago, still live. So this is after the correction happened. It's Friday. This happened, the correction happened yesterday. The tweet is still out. Now, I want to go to some of the corrections. First, let's go to Fox Business Network reporter Blake Berman. Now, he explained that the president's tweet, quote, featured a poll that was not entirely accurate. And the job approval number Dobbs touted on air was, quote, those who have an unfavorable impression of the president, of President Trump. Okay, that's a correction. Fox News White House correspondent Kevin Corke also talked about this on air, said there was a typo in the graphic. No, that's not quite true. They swapped the numbers. And then when it came to Dobbs' turn to set the record straight, here's what he said.
We have new poll numbers tonight on a growing issue, at least amongst the radical Dems, that we'd like to share with you tonight. But before we get to those numbers, I'd like to repair something I got wrong last night, incorrectly reporting that a Georgetown poll showed the president had an overall approval rating of 55%. The number, in fact, is 43%. That same poll found that President Trump has a 58% approval rating for the handling of the economy. Now to those numbers on reparations, and I assure you, at least most of these numbers are correct. Just kidding. Just kidding. A new Rasmussen poll reveals that only 21%.
Okay. So, slightly uncomfortable, but okay. Made a little bit of a joke out of it. Sometimes we get it wrong. I've gotten it wrong before, so I know what it's like to issue those corrections, right? But I love how we went right into the positive spin, right? Oh, I mean, hey, look, 58% think the president is doing a pretty good job in the economy, so everything's forgiven, right? Oh, by the way, reparations. Let's go talk about that. You think that's an accident? No, of course. Yeah, I'm sure you was going to talk about reparations anyway. But just kind of back-ending it onto that poll and saying, okay, let's go to the reparations question, which, of course, do you know the Fox News audience? They're going to get a little bit worked up over that idea and then forget about the disastrous poll. Not a coincidence. And look, there's a reason that Lou Dobbs is Donald Trump's favorite host. Because he does fan service like this, and he does spin like this, and he makes sure to make the president look really, really good. And he has been rewarded. I've read stories, and I think I presented them before, where Lou Dobbs is one of the people from Fox News that literally gets patched in to Oval Office meetings with Trump. I told you, he gets his policy positions from Fox News. He'll call up Fox News hosts and be like, Man, that was a great policy. It was a great idea. I'm going to now enact that policy. Disastrous. And even though he was forced to make a correction by Fox News, he did so in a way to try to not alienate President Trump. Now, what's interesting about that is that Fox News has been making a lot of corrections lately, which is very, very interesting. So it might make you think that some of the leadership is saying, we've got to do some damage control here so that we don't look like the propaganda arm of Donald Trump. Now, in reality, they are the propaganda arm, but they're trying to put in some effort to make it at least seem that they're trying to be a little bit responsible. So they are trying, but unfortunately for them, I think most of us see through it. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that free video. Now I'm going to have to ask you a favor. Between the demonetization and the YouTube algorithm messing around with view counts, etc., we're having a hard time adjusting to the new YouTube reality, which is where you guys come in. See, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/TYTNation, set up to help us rely on you guys, the viewers, instead of big corporate ads. Look, you know the show. You know I'm not in favor of big corporations anyway. So help us transition away from relying on the ad model to pay the bills and sign up to be a patron, patreon.com/TYTNation. That goes a long way to help us keep the lights on. And you guys will know that you're supporting independent progressive media.